3, 1. Yes.
Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kakibat ay diskusyon. Sama-sama tayo, kahit magkalayo. Sa programang ito, tiyak ang pagkatuto. Teleradyo, teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, teleradyo Marcelo.
Hello, class. Today is May 5th, 2021, and welcome back to English 9 with Spam here on Teleradyo Marcelo, ang tele-aralan ng bawat Maluleño. My name is Sir Paul Anthony Mendoza. My students call me Spam, and I am with Ma'am Regina Malta, who is handling our technical aspect of this broadcast. So hats off to Ma'am Regine for being so helpful for this broadcast and for the entire grade 9 team. We, your grade 9 teachers, will handle your on time, online, on screen, on Facebook Live feed of your English 9. Okay, as our SPFL teachers say, ¿Cómo estás? Ni hao? O genki desu ka? Del Pilarians. How are you? I hope that you are safe during this time, that there are so many uncertainties in our nation. This is Teleradio, and this is English 9 with Spam. And let me begin with the house rule so that we will have a more meaningful discussion or Facebook Live feed for this broadcast. Number one, if you have more than one gadgets, please turn the other one on silent mode and focus on this one. Be sure that you're maintain your full attention to the gadget that you're using for this broadcast in order for you to learn the lesson. Number two, let's treat each other with respect. I know that you would love to, comment funny stuff, funny sentences, funny comments on the comment box below. However, let's treat each other with respect. Okay, I don't need to elaborate on that. I guess you know what it means. Number three, take down important notes. Okay, take down important notes. This is a lesson. So all you have to do for you to learn and to supplement and reinforce your learning is to go back to your notes. And number four, pay attention to every detail of the lesson. You are expected to produce an output after this broadcast, after this lesson. And with the help of your English teacher, you'll be able to submit your output. And last but not least, be interactive. Okay? Participate in the discussion by typing your comments and answers on the comment section below, or send your English teacher a message if ever you have questions on your group chat. And finally, learning is fun, so enjoy learning. I hope that we are clear with our house rules. Okay, so the most essential learning competency that we're targeting right now in this lesson for weeks 5 to 8 of English 9 is determining the relevance and truthfulness of the ideas presented in the material viewed. Okay, in order for us to really master that most essential learning competency, we need to achieve and master the following objectives. Number one, infer thoughts, feelings, and intentions in the material viewed. Number two, share personal opinion about the ideas presented in the material viewed. Number three, judge the relevance and worth of ideas presented. Number four, interpret the message conveyed in a material viewed. And finally, identify and be familiar with the parts of an infographic. Okay, I hope we are clear with those objectives. For this broadcast, I will be joined by some of my students in my class in order to help everybody really achieve the objectives and master the lesson. Let's start. What I want you to do now is to look at the infographic that I have presented and shared on your screen. Okay, I'm giving you the time now to look at the material, at the infographic that I have shared with you on your screen. A reminder, if ever you have time and you want to catch up and go back and review the lessons, you could always play and hit the button in YouTube channel of Marcelo H. Del Pilar National High School so that you could go back to the lessons broadcasted here in Teleradio. All right. Now let's go to the infographic now. Let me call some of my students to answer the questions that I will be asking them. Ready? Let's start with Alyssa. Alyssa? There you go, Alyssa. Alyssa, what do you think is this infographic all about?
It's all about coronavirus po.
Coronavirus. Okay. What information is presented about COVID-19 or the coronavirus from this infographic?
The rules and the rules that
I think Alyssa got disconnected. Okay, so this is a problem with online class. You know, we have unstable connection sometimes, and this often happens. Whenever you have instances like these, when you got disconnected during the lesson with your teacher, the first thing that you need to do is to stay calm, and then just try again. Your teacher will understand that. All right, let's call another one. What about Alessandra? Alessandra, you here?
Yes, sir.
What information about
Definitely.
COVID-19 is presented on the slide or infographic?
Sir, what I can get from that is the basics of COVID-19 and the things that we should practice in our everyday lives for us to further protect ourselves from the virus, such as that how COVID-19 can transfer from person to person, how it can stay alive on objects, and how it is airborne, and how we can reduce our risk of catching the disease.
Okay, so let's try to answer this question, Alessandra. How is COVID-19 transmitted?
According to the infographic, sir, it is transmitted through droplets and other fluids that us humans exert, and we can catch it by other skin contact and other stuff po.
Okay, from the choices A, B, C, which do you think fits the response that you just gave us?
Sure, I think A.
A. Does it
Yes,
show
sir.
on the infographic? Can you read letter A?
Respiratory droplets through coughing and sneezing.
Is it on the infographic?
Yes, sir. It is in the first part po.
Can you read the first part that you're pertaining?
COVID-19 spreads primarily from person to person. Droplets released when someone sick, sneezes, or coughs can land on the mouths or noses of people nearby. Close contact with someone sick, like hugging and shaking hands.
Okay, so A is the best answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you think, students in Facebook Live, Teleradio? Comment your answers below, and let's see whether you agree with Alessandra or not. Let's have the second question. Romar. Romar, you here? Okay, I think he got disconnected. What about Amelia? Amelia?
Hi po.
Yes. What? Can you read question number 2?
Can I catch COVID-19 from my pet?
Can you catch COVID-19 from your pet?
Yes po, A.
You can. Is it on the infographic?
Di po. No,
It's not on the infographic.
it's not. Wala po.
It's not there. Okay. Now, why did you think you could catch COVID-19 from your pet?
I just saw it po.
You saw it where?
Social media.
Okay, so it's on your other readings from the social media.
Yes.
Okay, so it's good that you're well read about the issue that we're all facing right now. Okay, so maybe we could clarify that later, whether we can catch COVID-19 from our pets. So what do you think, students? Comment your answer if you think you could catch COVID-19 from your pets. Is it a yes or a no? All right, and then let's verify that later. Number 3, question number 3. Can I have Era?
Hello po, sir.
Era, can you read the question number 3?
What are the best ways to protect yourself from catching COVID-19?
Mm-hmm. What do you think is the best way to protect yourself?
I think the best answer for this one is letter A po. Wash hands frequently using soap and water or an alcohol-based hand rub.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure po, sir.
It's not letter B?
No, no po.
No, it's not avoiding friendship, right? All right. So do you agree with Era that letter B is not the answer? It is the best answer is A. Again, comment your answers on our comment box below and wait for your teacher to like your response, to give it a thumbs up, or to reply to you whether you are correct or not. So I often do that whenever we have Teleradio broadcast. I will comment on the comments of my students in the Teleradio broadcast. All right. So letter A is the best answer according to Era. Let's verify that later. Number 4, let's go with Cassandra. Sophia Cassandra. Sophia, go ahead. What do you think? Can you read the question?
Who does COVID-19 affect?
Mm-hmm.
I think C, sir.
C. You're sure?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why do you think it affects everybody or everyone?
There based on the facts that has been announced by the WHO, it is said that everyone, whether you're young or you're old, you can get affected by the COVID-19.
Okay.
It is, yes.
So everyone could be affected.
Yes, po.
Okay. Very good. Now, do you think everybody could be affected, guys? Class? If you think you're immune to COVID-19, you better check again. So question number 5. Let's have Venice. Venice, question number 5. How
Yes, po, sir.
long should you wash your hands to kill COVID-19?
20 seconds po.
20 seconds. Where did you learn that?
I read it on social media rin po, sir.
On social media. What song can help you while washing your hand to tell you that you have reached the 20-second mark?
Happy birthday po.
Oy, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, happy birthday is the song that you could sing. And you have to sing it twice according to the expert. So for 20 seconds, right? Thank you. Thank you, Venice. Number 6, let's go back to Romar. If you're here already, Romar.
I'm here, sir.
There you go. Can you read number 6?
Can letters, products, and packages be contaminated by COVID-19 virus?
What's your answer?
Yes.
Letter A, yes.
Letter A, yes.
Is the information presented on the infographic?
I think so.
Where specifically? On top, middle, or bottom?
In the bottom.
On the bottom part. Are you sure?
Not really.
Not really. Look at the infographic. Try to observe it.
I think in the clean and disinfect frequently touch objects and surfaces, sir.
Clean and disinfect frequently touch objects and surfaces. All right, so that could be a clue. But could you look at the middle part of the infographic?
I'm looking, sir.
Okay, COVID-19 mainly spreads from person to person, but can you continue the but?
But it can also be left on objects and surfaces.
Okay, so it could also be left on objects and surfaces. So that is connected to the one that you read on the bottom of the infographic. Commonly or frequently touch objects and surfaces. So correct. Thank you, Romar. Okay, Did you get all the questions? Did you answer all these questions? Can you verify whether your answers are correct or not based on your readings about this topic? We have been talking about COVID-19 for more than a year now. And if you're still isn't that aware about the information about COVID-19, then it's high time that you brush up on your knowledge and information about this topic, because this pandemic affected everybody all around the world. Okay. So let's now move on to our topic for this video lesson or this broadcast. We are going to talk about infographics now. Infographics has been so popularly used all over the social media, all over the internet, that it has been one of the vehicles, primary vehicles of communicating with people, especially information that you want to share with everyone. Now, let's just have a little brush up on the idea. What is an infographic all about? This is an infographic about Facebook. Okay. A Facebook minute. I'm giving you some time now to look at this infographic. What do you observe? All right, what can you observe about this infographic? What is it all about? What information were presented? What can you say about it? Alyssa, are you here? Did you return? Is your connection stable already? Alyssa's still not here. Ah, there you go. Okay, Alyssa, what do you think is this infographic all about?
It's all about icons we can see on Facebook.
Icons related to what?
Facebook.
To Facebook. What do you think is the title of this infographic? Is the title already there?
Facebook Minute.
A Facebook Minute. Okay. So a Facebook Minute. It's all about Facebook in a minute. Now, looking at all the icons in this infographic, what do you think are those information that were presented? Sophia? The title is a Facebook Minute. So what do you think are the information that are there circling the title?
I think, sir, the data shows how people spend their time on Facebook every minute. The clock shows that every minute people are doing something.
Okay, so every minute, can you look at the messages sent on the 6 o'clock, on the 6 p.m. or 6, number 6 of the clock?
Sent.
How many?
150,000.
150,000 messages sent for every minute. What about how much money does Facebook make per minute? Romar.
They are making $11,700.
$11,700 per minute. And then how many shares happen per minute? Is it there on the clock? The share information about the numbers of shares that happens per minute?
Oh, 50,000 link shares, I think.
15,277,777 share and links, like and share buttons on other websites. But for Facebook only, it's on the opposite side. Did you see it? Did you see it now?
Yes.
Can you say the number?
3,298,611.
That's how many shares there is. Imagine that in a Facebook minute, this information or these icons that show the information happen in a Facebook minute. Okay, there are 3,125,000 likes, 50,000 links shared, 243,055 photos uploaded every minute. So as some experts say, Facebook is the new, okay, the new reality for everyone. Now we're talking about infographics, and you saw from a Facebook minute that a lot of things could be shared by simply one infographic. So what are infographics? An infographic or information graphic is a visual representation of data presented in an easy to understand and fun to read format. Now, why is infographic really famous and popular? Because we don't get stressed by the number of lines and all text words. Okay, when we're reading, we call it text heavy. It's all words, it's all paragraphs, and you have to break it by putting some graphics in the information that you're presenting. Okay. Now, if you will look at the infographic sample that we have on your screen, you will see that infographics can accelerate decision making. When you have a conceptual idea, when you have an idea, you have two ways on how you could produce and share that idea. The first one is the traditional means, which is you're going to write an essay about it. You're going to start with an introduction, the goals, you're going to have the body, supporting details, and then the conclusion. Outcomes, well, it could share the information, yeah. It's open, the concepts are open to maybe misinterpretation depending on the reading capability of your readers. It's kind of laborious, okay? And it's text heavy. It's hard to produce DAO and it's hard to interpret because you need some certain level of competence from the readers. Now, the alternative way of sharing information is by creating an infographic. What is an infographic? It's a combination again of info plus graphic. So design. You will now add illustration. You will provide your readers a more visual way of consuming that information. Parang you're going to give it a new experience to your readers, to the ones that you would like to share your information with. Now, what's the outcome according to the infographic that you have on your screen? Well, it's easier to interpret. It's the information can be shared in a more speedy manner because the information are there already. Now, with the fresher look using graphics, faster yung communication. The communication that happens, it goes faster. Okay? Now, what are the elements of an infographic? The first one is the story. What's the purpose behind an infographic? Or the purpose of an infographic is to really tell a story. There's nothing more about it. The purpose of the infographic is to tell a story. Now, when you're making an infographic, because your teacher will ask you to make an infographic later, ask yourself, what is the story I want to tell? Why is it relevant to my organization or to myself? Why is it important for people to know this story? Why am I telling this story? And who am I telling this story to? Okay. The first question is the what. What do you want to say? What information would you like to tell to the world? Why is it important that people know it? And then finally, address the concern. Who will read this infographic? Why are you sharing this story? So make sure that you have a solid story that you would like to share. Number 2 is the data or data. Some people call it data. Data, that's okay. They're both correct. The data is the most important component of an infographic that makes sure your data is accurate. And don't forget that the data has to tell a story. Look at the infographic that I have here. Sophia, I'll get back with you. Let's look at this infographic. What do you see?
I see a Filipino rice farmer.
Okay, so what is this story all about?
It is all about the life of a Filipino rice farmer. It is also
Okay.
the data.
Mm-hmm. Now, what
By
information were given in the infographic about it?
the information gives about the general idea of income of a rice farming household.
Mm-hmm.
There are also the average years of schooling, the attended trainings and services, rely on rice farming as an income source, and the statistics if it is male or female,
Mm-hmm.
and if most of them are married.
Okay, now I want you to look at the piggy bank image right there. What does that tell you?
It tells me the average yearly income of a rice farming household.
And how much is that?
104,268 pesos.
Now, if we divide it by 12, since this is an annual income, yeah, I will not put you on the spot. I already used my calculator. It's 8,689 monthly income. Class, that's striking. That's 8,689 per month. And now, these are the people who create or who produce our food, the food on our table, and yet they only earn 8,600 per month. Don't you think it's unfair? So what is this story telling you? What is this infographic all about? It's the story of the Filipino rice farmer, how they are really important in our society, in the world society. That data is presented and given to you, to us, so that we can reflect on the story. Okay, in a more visual manner, in a more in a fresher manner. Okay, so this infographic is really relevant for everybody, so that at least we can show appreciation to our farmers. Okay, now let's continue with our discussion. The third element of the infographic is copy. Okay, copy. Alessandra, can you read what copy is all about? Yeah, turn on your mic. There you go.
Sorry. Copy is writing a gripping headline. The headline is the key to engaging your audience. Keep it short yet descriptive. Keep it simple. Focus on your delivering your story and to your audience.
Okay, so what is copy?
More like writing a engaging header in
So,
in in a form of infographic so that you can catch the viewers' attention.
okay, so copy is a headline.
Yes.
What else?
It is also descriptive, but
Mm-hmm.
but not that full of words that to the point that it is very intimidating to read it all.
All right. So look at this infographic. What do you think is the copy?
Sure, the copy is the heart truth of celebrates in the decade of inspiring women to protect their hearts.
Okay. Do you think that is descriptive?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. What words do you associate with being
Sir,
descriptive?
the adjective inspiring.
Okay. And what else?
And in a way that they to protect their hearts.
Okay, so women, inspiring women. So it
Yes.
celebrates inspiring women. What about the second infographic? There are two infographics here. The one is on top, the one that you just read. The other infographic is titled
London versus Paris, the urban head-to-head.
What do you think will that story be all about?
I think it will be a comparison between London and Paris. I don't know if
Okay, very
it's
good. Look at that. By a simple headline, short, descriptive, simple, you could capture your audience attention. Okay, you could capture your audience attention and interest in order for them to read the entire infographic so that they could learn about the information, the story that you would like to present. So thank you, Alessandro, for that. Let's continue. Number 4 is design. The design of an infographic should be based on the story. Remember that. You have a story to tell. Make sure that the design gives justice to your story. Okay? What are the things that you need to consider for design? Colors. Maximum of 3. Font style, maximum of 2. Look at this. Let's call somebody Venice. Go ahead. Venice, look at the infographic
sir.
on our left. All right. So I guess you're working on your connection, Venice. There you go. On your left, you see.
Yes po.
What do you see on your left? The infographic
Yes
on your
po.
left. What?
Sir, ano po? Medyo
What
mahina po ang
infographic?
connection.
What infographic do you see on your left?
Heart disease is the number 1 killer of woman po, yung infographic po nun.
Heart disease is the number 1 killer of women, and I guess her connection is really unstable. Okay, so from that title, what do you think will be the information presented? Of course, it's the data about how many women are affected by heart disease. Okay. Now, you will see the infographic in the middle. All you need to know about facial hair. So this will be information about your what causes facial hair, right? Why do men want to have facial hair, right? And on the right, you'll see restaurants and information about restaurant naman. Maybe the menu, top restaurant, and the other things presented in an infographic. Next, 5th element, graphs and charts. Can you read what graphs and charts is all about? Era?
Graphs and charts that display the data in unique and creative way. Don't overload your infographic with graphs and charts.
Era, what's the caution?
Don't overload your infographic with graphs and charts.
Do not overload. All right. So what is it saying, Era? We need to be cautious. Conscious and aware. So cautious, conscious, right? Aware. Why is it bad to load our infographic with a lot of graphs and charts?
Because I think that will reduce the readers to like read the
You lost your mic, Era. There you go.
yeah, like it will lose some readers. Like it won't be that
that
it won't
effective.
that effective to read for them. Like it's full of graphs and charts that people won't be interested in reading the infographic.
Right. So they will be bored basically if it's filled with graphs and charts. So that's the correct analysis. No. So do not overload your infographic with graphs and charts. So if you must use one, so use it sparingly. Right. Look at this. How well do you understand cloud? So you see there. What you can notice is the infographic is really created very well with the country's flags on the graph to represent the data, no? Okay, along with the image of a cloud. So if you're going to use graphs and chart, use it with a well decision. Okay, do not overload your infographic with graphs and charts. Then this is a Lifetime of Change, an infographic about Martin Luther King Jr. And you will see on your left, that's the complete infographic about Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. Ayan. So that's the title, and the story is all about Martin Luther King Jr. And then this is his education, right? This is what happens in history. He receives a PhD from Boston. Then he becomes a leader of the Montgomery bus boycott, which helps to end bus segregation. You see there what happened in his life in 1963, 64, 65. He led a peaceful protest from Selma to Montgomery. And then you see in 1968, April 4th, Martin Luther King Jr. is shot at the age of 39. Even though he's gone, the whole nation continues to honor him. In fact, 1 in 3 Americans now named Martin Luther King Jr. as the most admired person of the 20th century, second only to Mother Teresa. So that's his life presented in an infographic. Okay? Sabi niya, when it comes to racial equality, nothing is perfect still. However, the life of Martin Luther King Jr. inspired unprecedented equality in education, economy, and the White House. So what's the story? Martin Luther King. Did the infographic present data? Yes, per year in a timeline. You see the fonts, the colors? It followed all our guidelines and tips on how to make an infographic. If you have any questions related to our topic, please send a message to your English teacher through your group chat. Your English teacher will be more than happy to answer your questions and clarify some of the points that I have presented and shared with you in this broadcast. Now it's quiz time. Okay, I would like to invite for the first quiz my students Sophia, Venice, and Amelia. There you go. There will be 3 of them, Sophia, Venice, and Amelia. Here's what's going to happen. I will be showing an infographic, and then I will ask a question. First one to answer will have a point. So raise to 3. 3 points. I raise to 3 points. Ready? This is the infographic. I believe you could zoom in. All right, I'm giving you the time, and class in Facebook Live, I'm giving you the time right now to look at the infographic. And then probably if you could beat this 3, all you have to do is comment your answer on the screen. Ready? First one to answer, here's the question. What is the title of the infographic?
Where is the light?
Where's the light?
Amelia, okay, I will acknowledge Amelia. She turned on her microphone first. Amelia, go ahead.
Where is the Lido?
Okay, continue.
Where is the Lido? Myths versus facts on the new coronavirus.
Okay, so what do you think is this story going to be about, Amelia?
It's all about the data of our pandemic.
Of the pandemic. So myths versus facts. All right. Second question. Do you think it could be transferred through mosquito bites?
No, it does not.
Okay, Sophia, go ahead.
Mosquito bites do not cause COVID-19.
Okay, because how does it transfer? How is it transferred?
Wait. COVID-19, mosquito bites not spread coronavirus. Stay clear of them nevertheless because they do cause other diseases. It can be transferred through droplets
Okay.
by coughing or sneezing.
All right. So through droplets and sneezing. So 1 point Amelia, 1 point Sophia. Next question. If I hold my breath, can I say that I don't have COVID-19?
Holding breath is not
No.
diagnosis.
Okay,
No, sir.
Sophia, go ahead.
Holding breath is not a diagnosis. Successfully holding breath for 10 seconds does not prove that you are infection free. It
Right.
just
So
means that you can hold your breath.
right, because in the past, there was an information that says that if we can hold our breath, that means we're safe. All right. So that's a myth. All right. Last question. Then we can move on. Meron pang bonus round later. In the Philippines, it's hot. Can the heat stop the spread of COVID-19?
No
Heat does
po.
not
No,
cause
sir.
Okay, wait. Somebody
COVID-19.
said no. Who is that? I think
Me po.
Amelia. Go ahead, Amelia.
Standing in 25 degrees sunlight does not kill the virus, but can probably give you a killer headache.
That's true. In the past, when last year, says that COVID-19 could die because of the summer heat in the Philippines, but that is obviously a myth. All right. So I'll get back to you three later. I'll call you again. So 2 points, Amelia, 2 points, Sophia. Benny, you can keep up later. I'll call the other three for our next infographic. Let's call Era, Alessandra, Romar, and Alisa. 4 pala sila. So there will be 4 of them for this infographic. Alisa? Okay, Alisa is having problem with her connection. So look at the infographic. Okay, there she is. Right. Look at the infographic. The title is 5 Tips to Succeed in an Online Class. I'm giving you some time now. Here's the question. Is it okay to create so many group chats?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Alessandra, go ahead.
Sir, it can be very distracting, and not all members of the group chats can actually help you. Some of them are just memes or some other things that they will send and share.
Okay. However, according to number 3, Alessandra, it's okay if, can you read it?
Form a study group, make studying fun-ish, and reach out to other friends in your class. Maybe you'll even make some new friends out there.
Right. So you could create study groups as long as the group chat is dedicated to helping you out.
Yes, sir.
Right. But if the group chat is all about you playing Mobile Legends and sending all these TikTok videos, I don't think that will be helpful in your class. Okay. Next. Is it okay to eat or have snacks during online class? Is it all right to take some time during online class? Era, you turned on your mic. Go ahead.
I think it depends po if eating distracts you and makes your focus out of like eating takes your focus out of what you're doing. I think it's not good that you're eating while you're studying. But if it like you're too focused on what you were doing and you have no time in eating and you have to eat while you were studying, I think it's a good thing.
But what does the infographic say? Number 4. Number 4 says? Go ahead, Era. Era, you're speaking. You're muted.
Sir. Take breaks. Know your limits. If you've been staring at a screen for hours, your brain is tired. Go for a walk, grab a snack, and take a breather.
Okay, so it's important that you could take breaks then, especially if your online class goes for hours and hours. Remember that if you cannot focus because you have a headache for staring at the screen for so long, it's okay to take break. Go for a walk, do some exercise, short exercise, or maybe eat, right? Okay. So 1 point, Alessandra Era. Next, is it okay to message your teacher after
Yes,
Yes,
school
sir.
sir.
hours?
No.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Era,
After
go
school
ahead.
hours, no.
Era.
No.
No. What does the infographic say about that?
Uh, Reach out to your professor. Don't be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
So send them an email or go to office hours. They're there to help.
Okay, so it's okay and it's actually encouraged to send a message to your teacher if ever you need to clarify something, as long as you send it during office hours. If it's 8 p.m., 9 p.m., Sunday or holiday, unless it's a real emergency. So do not send a message to your teachers, okay, unless it's an emergency. But nonetheless, I think we reply, right? I think we reply. However, it's a caution. Okay, respect the hours of your teachers then. Okay? However, we reply but sometimes when you send me a message during Sunday, I will reply to you, send me again the message tomorrow. I think I replied that message a couple of times already. Okay. Last question, and then we'll move on and I will bring the other three. What do you think is the problem that students have that makes them send activities and tasks late?
Time
Sir, they
management.
don't have a good
Romar,
space.
go ahead. Romar answered first.
They are having trouble managing their time.
Time management. Is it on the infographic?
Yes.
What does the infographic say about that?
Putting off watching online lectures and doing assignments will only cause you stress
Mm-hmm.
and reduce your Netflix time by few hours in a week. Few hours a week, put that time toward online education and you'll be golden.
Okay, so I think that was a very good topic, and I hope that you learned something from our podcast last time when I asked you to listen and learn about time management, right? So manage your time, because if you keep on putting something off for a later date, it will just pile up. And what will happen? You will be given unlimited task after task after task. All right, let's bring in the others, Sophia and the gang. You can turn on your cam now. Let's go with the third and final infographic. There you go. This is the third and final infographic. I'm giving you the time to look at it now. The title is How Can We Use Social Media for Good? Here's the question. Is it okay to share everything on social media?
No.
No, sir.
I think Romar answered
No po,
first.
sir.
Romar, go ahead.
Uh, it is not advisable to share all things that happen in your life in social media.
Why? What information did the infographic present before sharing DAO? What should you do?
You should be fact check before sharing.
Mm-hmm. Fact check before sharing. Maybe it's fake news. There are a lot of fake news on the social media. Facebook, Twitter, there are so many fake news. People with propaganda that wants you to believe them even though what they're saying is false. Okay? Let's next. How can social media help, according to the infographic, how can social media help community pantries?
by contributing your time and resources to a cause.
Okay, that's one. Romar, contributing your time and resources to a cause. What else? You could do join a community you believe in, raise
Raise
awareness during
awareness
critical
during
times,
critical
right,
times.
Alyssa? And then you could also crowdfund, right? So that's what happened in the community pantries. They asked people to give what they could give to help other people. So that's the beauty of social media then. If we can use social media for good, I think we are going to be a good society and a good netizens then, huh? Right. So I think Romar got 3 points already. So Romar wins our mini game for this lesson. So congratulations, Romar. Can we give Romar a virtual clap? There you go. Thank you, Alessandra, Era, Alyssa, Amelia, Vinny, Sophia, and Romar for joining me in this lesson for English 9. So on behalf of our department head, Ma'am Purificacion Pagiligan, our principal for Dr. Maria Victoria C. Vivo, my partner here for the technical, Ma'am Regina Malta, I am once again Paul Anthony B. Mendoza, doing this teleradio for the entire grade 9 team, which also helps support all the modules and lessons that we are discussing. Again, if you have questions, clarifications, all you have to do is message your English teacher on your group chat. Okay, we are going to be more than willing to assist you. Your task after this lesson is for you to really create your own infographic based on the requirements that your English teacher will give you. So message or wait for the message of your English teacher regarding the requirements, the story that your infographic must provide. Again, this is Spam, Sir Paul Anthony Mendoza, and you just completed your on time, on air, on screen, on Facebook Live, English 9 class. Stay safe. God bless everybody. This is Teleradio Marcelo, ang telearalan ng bawat Malolenyo. Bye-bye.
Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kaakibat ay diskusyon. Sama-sama tayo, kahit magkalayo. Sa programang ito, tiyak ang pagkatuto. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo.